samma rum med 20 års mellanrum. Så den första delen utspelade sig 1990, den andra 2010. Det är en pjäs som inte är menad att sättas upp. Den är skriven på ett sätt så att det i princip är omöjligt att sätta upp den. Det finns regihanvisningar, texter, liksom rader som inte skulle kunna iscensättas. Och det är också poängen att det iscensätts genom läsandet helt och hållet. Och jag vill läsa den inte från början till slut, utan jag vill läsa en liten metod jag har kommit fram till kan fungera för att göra det här inte till en recitation, inte till en dramatisering av ett innehåll, utan till en helt enkel en läsning, bara en händelse vi kan dela här och nu. Så jag kommer bläddra framåt över i boken. Vi kommer förstå. We read, pick up an object, hold it, theater. An essence must have some kind of center. Any authority, all authority. I love you in your very own denial. One might be remembered and only remembered through thoughtless conversation. Body, fiber, gold, bone, wall, isolation. Do not tell me you are dead, do not tell me. But what is there really to say? Do living people write books, etc.? We read, what used to be a wall is now a strip of lacerated land. We read, millions of people used to have their lives determined by horoscope. We read, humiliation is a reflex in the multitude. He said, this is a new room, the last room down the corridor. And then he said, can I give these things? Can they be given? Oh, you can, of course. Not even a question. Well, it was, yes it was, always is. He said, it keeps us on our toes, up to our neck. He said, knee and forehead in the same pit. And then we read, are you the doctor? He said, I do care, you know, a person is really personal. And then he said, young people nowadays are not interested in proper education. While we read pop, he said, they want precise and cruel attention. We read, it could be utopia, but instead it is the road to the park, where an iron monument was saved from the 40s of the World War II, simply because it was erected to celebrate the victories of previous wars. He said, I don't want to learn about life after death. And we read, you can stop right before the end. No, that's it. I don't want to learn about life after death. I will stop right before the end. But there is a space between the end and just before the end. He said, I have lived with this great fortune of yours for many years, and to its increase and its use I have given every thought, until it has become a part of myself, almost as if it were my own. He said, not at all, you're very right. And then we read, sits down. He said, however, my opinion, well, I believe that everyone is on their own side. I believe I'm in triangles. Their own side, and the inability to truly see another person, the blindness, if you like, is a proof of authenticity. And then he said, I think I saw something. A thing? What? What? We read, a ghost behind the curtain, but he said, it wants to hold my face in its hands. It wants everything. It asks why you are rich. It wants to know where money comes from. It asks why the falcon cannot hear the falconer. It asks why the enemy should stand in front of the wall. It asks what only you can do. It asks if you can see the beauty. It asks why you have the freedom of a father from all the borders of its stuff. And then we read, not every one of you can see me, but I feel you, and you feel me. Do you remember? For you. We read, for you. Not every one of you can see me, but I feel you, and you feel me. Get on with it. Get on. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I don't... Did I ever? this. We read What Now? Parody, Funeral Mask. We read They Walk In, to the paintings, the dungeon frames. They speak. Is it body talk? Yes. In that little space? Yes. Then they must all be touching each other. She said, listen, I listen. She said, I don't, I did, I think. She said, perhaps a believer stand in the way for the rest of us. While reread, I walk in, I walk out. She said, there were rats in the winter. Only in the summer they somehow kept their distance. You may say they were discreet in the summer. She said, we have many books, many doubles. She said, what is it? Pointless. This comes down to me wanting something real, like a war, to see. No, of course not, forgive me. This week, she said, this week or that week. Yeah? We read, can you call a war? Can you call it? Does it have a phone number? We read, she hasn't been out for weeks, but then again, who has? She can't think of work. Yeah, who can? This is not life. Closer, but more repulsive. Heinrich Mann and his brother Thomas Mann. After he wrote Buddenbrooks, I never saw him suffer anymore. And then we read Distortion, liquid food, in and out, for weeks. She said, enough. But this is, I think, not good. Would not, what? Oops. We read A Dancer in an Empty Room, exaggerated gestures, teachings. She said, I want to look at my body from the outside and appreciate the joke that was done to me. But instead you're being observed. Yes. I wake up in a small white room with needles in my arms. And they tell you to do this, to do that. They want me to drink the fruit-flavored barium, to deny you your internal denial. But I want my family to know. I have to talk to them. She said, so you want to come up? I don't know, should I? I think you can come back. And we read, Where Are You Now? In What I Say, Wailing Wall. She said, what does it look like? Opulent, eligible and foreign. And you are watching it, remembering, or being remembered. How does it make you feel? There are good times, as well as bad. Is this an answer to the question? She said, oh, and now I'm cold. Me too, we get cold after eating, all of us. But she looks warm, and very much alive. What if we could go and she would stay for another century? Yeah, stranger things have happened. They smile. And then we read, Before and After, Two Sides of No. Comedy is change, so change. Was there a scream into her heart? Change, laugh, chegada. I really thought it was the name of the horse on the JK, but it was a Portuguese word for the line it crossed. Deadline. When did I ever do anything in time? Thank you.